Welcome to my channel for comprehensive tutorials on fundamental principles to complex problems. I'll cover it all. Feel free to share, subscribe for more contents. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode in which we are going to be covering the revision exercise 10A, which is the topic of probability, chapter 10. Since we are done with exercise 1 to exercise 6, this is a revision exercise in which all the parts of the topics that we have covered in 6 exercises that are going to be covered. In case you need a textbook of this in PDF format, I can provide you in the number provided. This is the exercise that you can find on page 384. Back to another episode, which is the last one on this chapter 10, which was probability. In here, we are going to be solving examination style exercise 10B. Earlier, it was 10A, and this is the last exercise of this chapter. This is a revision 10B, and you can find this exercise on page 385. This is a complete solution. In case if you need a PDF of this book, you can message me on WhatsApp. Before I begin, I just like to thank everyone, every subscriber, every user of this video that I'm making for especially for you, and solving every question in this. Anyways, moving on to examination style exercise 10B. First question is, room in a hotel are numbered from 1 to 19. Rooms are allocated at random as guests arrive. What is the probability that the first guest to arrive is given a room which is a prime number? Let's see how many prime numbers are there. So all prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. So there are 8 prime numbers. Total number of rooms are 19. So that means 8 over 19 is the probability to get the prime number as the first guest arrive. Next one is, the first guest to arrive is given a room which was a prime number. What is the probability that the second guest to arrive is given a room which is a prime number? Now this is after first guest gets the prime number. There are 7 remaining prime numbers out of rooms are 18. That means 7 over 18 is the probability. This question was in Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics 0580, paper 2, question number 10, and the year was 2005 June. Moving on to question number 2, which is in the book. It says the table shows the grades gained by 28 students in a history test. This is a 1 mark question, and you need to write down the mode. Mode is something that appears frequently. So the mode is over here, that is frequently appearing. Number of students, 8 students are getting 6 grades. That means mode is going to be 6. Now we need to find out the median. If we need to arrange in the ascending order and find the middle value. So total numbers of students are 28, and 28 plus 1 is a 29, divided by 2 is going to give us a median position 14.5. The 14th and the 15th value both correspond to grade 4. That means 4 is the median, as you can see over here. 4 is the median. Now comes calculate the mean. Sum of the grades times number of students. That means 1 student got grade 1, 2 students got grade 2, and 3 students got grade 4. And that's how it is all added together with the product to give you 134 divided by 28 students to give you 4.79. So 4.79 to 2 decimal places is going to give you the correct answer for this part of the question. Now comes 2 students are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that they both gain grade 5. So this is a 2 marks question. So probability that a second student got chosen as a grade 5 is 3 out of 27 students. So it is 1 over 9. As you can see in the table also. Now moving on to 1 over 9. Therefore the probability that both students chosen grade 5 is 1 over 7 times 1 over 9, which is going to be 1 over 63 to give you 0.0159. Fifth part of this question asks you to find out from all the students who gain grade 4 and 5 or 6 or 7, 2 are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that they both gain grade 5. Number of students with grade 4, 5, 6, and 7 are 7, 4, 8, and 2. So altogether there are 21. Number of students who gain grade 5 is equals to 4. So probability that the first student chosen grade 5 is 4 over 21. Now comes after the first student is chosen, there are 20 students remaining. and the three students who gain grade 5 are left. That means probability is 3 over 20. Now these two probabilities are going to be worked out. Let's see. 4 over 21 times 3 over 20 is going to give us a 12 over 420, that is equals to 1 over 35. That means it is going to be 0.0286. Now comes question number 6, which is going to give you a 2 mark. Students are chosen at random one by one from the original 28 until the student chosen has grade 5. Calculate the probability that this is the third student chosen. Number of students are 28. Number of students who gain grade 5 are 4, as you can see on the table itself on top. Now comes calculate the probability that this is the third student chosen. So that means 28 students, 4 are the students. Number of students who do not have grade 5 are 24. That means we want the probability that the third student chosen is the first one to have grade 5. This means that the first two students chosen must not have grade 5 and the third student must have grade 5. So when the calculation is done, probability that the first student does not grade 5 is 6 over 7. Probability that the second student does not have grade 5 after non-grade 5 student is chosen is 23 over 27. So one is reduced from both of them. Both of this one is reduced to give you 23, 27. Now comes situation where probability that the third student has grade 5 after two non-grade 5 students are chosen is 4 over 26, which is equals to 2 over 13. Now comes the calculation part. 6 over 7 times 23 over 27 times 2 over 13 is going to give you 92 over 8 over 7, which is given in the book itself. Now comes part B of this question. It says Claude goes to school by bus. The probability that the bus is late by 0.1. 0.1 means 1 out of 10. If the bus is late, the probability that Claude is late to the school is 0.8. That means 8 out of 10. If the bus is not late, the probability that Claude is late to school is 0.05. That means 5 out of 100. Now we need to find out the probability that the bus is late and Claude is late to school. That means in here bus is late and Claude is late. That means bus is late multiply by Claude is late and bus is late. So it's going to be 0.1 times 0.8 to give you a 0.08 as the answer for the first part of the question to give you 1 mark. Now comes a 3 marks question and says calculate the probability that the Claude is late to school. Now in here we need to have these two should be added to these two to give you the final answer. In here you get 0.08 for this calculation and this calculation is going to give you 0.045, which is going to give you 0.125. That means 125 out of 1000 is the probability. When it comes to third part, the school term lasts 56 days. How many days would Claude expect to be late? That means expected days is equals to 0.125 and the number of total days are 56. That means 7 is going to be the answer for this part of the question. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 3. In here, it says the tree diagram shows the testing procedure on calculators taken from a large batch. Each time a calculator is chosen at random, the probability that it is faulty is 1 out of 20. That means if you choose 20 calculators, the possibility of getting a faulty calculator is 1 only. So write down the values of P and Q. That means P is equals to 1 over 20. That means Q is equals to 1 minus P, which is equals to 19 over 20. The probability of calculator not being faulty is 19 over 20. That means the value of P is 1 over 20 and the value of Q is 19 over 20. When it comes to part B, it says two calculators are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that both are faulty. Using the multiplication rule, it is P times P, which is 1 over 20 whole square is going to give you 1 out of 400 to give you 2 marks for this question. Now comes second part. It says exactly 1 is faulty. This can happen only in two ways. The first calculator is faulty and the second calculator is not faulty. Second possibility is the first calculator is not faulty and the second is a faulty. Using addition rule, we need to have P times Q plus Q times P. This is the probability of having one faulty. In here, 2 times 1 over 20 and 1 over 19 equals this calculation is going to give you a final answer, which is going to be 38 over 400 is the final answer for this part of the question. Next part is, if exactly one out of two calculators tested is faulty, then a third calculator is chosen at random. Calculate the probability that exactly one of the first two calculators are faulty and the third one is also a faulty. Now, two possibilities are there. The first two calculators are both faulty, or the second possibility is exactly one of the first two calculators is faulty and the third is faulty. Now, using a multiplication rule, in here we need to have first two faulty and add it to exactly one faulty, and the third faulty is going to be 1 out of 400. Now, from part C, what we can understood is it is 38 out of 8,000. Now, we need to convert this into 1 over 400, denominators of 8,000. That means 1 out of 400 is equals to 20 over 8,000. Now, when it comes to adding the probability, it's going to be something like this. 2 over 8,000 and 38 over 8,000 is equals to 58 over 8,000, which is going to be the final answer for part C. Now, the last part, I guess, is part D. In here, it says the whole batch of calculator is rejected. Either if the first two chosen are both faulty, or if the third one needs to be chosen and it is faulty. Calculate the probability that the whole batch is rejected. Now, in here, we need to have two situations in which the first two calculators both are faulty, or exactly one of the first two calculators is faulty and the third is also faulty. So in here, first two of faulty is 1 out of 400, and from part C we know very well it is 38 over 8,000. Now we know very well that 1 out of 400 is 20 over 8,000. So when we add these two, 20 over 8,000 and 38 over 8,000 is going to give us a 58 over 8,000, which is the final answer for this part of the question. Now comes the last part of this, which is 1 mark question. In 1 month, 1,000 batches of calculators are tested in this way. How many batches are expected to be rejected? The expected number of rejected batches is, that means batch rejected multiplied by total batches, multiplied by total batches. In here, 29 over 4,000 is multiplied by 1,000 because 1,000 batches are there. So this is going to give you 7.25 as the final answer for this part of the question. Moving on to the next part. Next part is about 24 students in a class asked whether they like football and whether they like basketball. Some of the results are shown in the Venn diagram. In here, students in the class is universal. That means 12 plus 2 is a 14. 14 plus 7 is going to give you 21. Altogether is going to be 24. Now, students who like football and students who like basketball. In here, it's going to be total students are going to be 24. And then students who like football, students who like basketball, and then when the union of both of them is going to be a 12, this is, you can see in here, 7 who like football and 2 who like basketball. Now comes the question, how many students like both sports? That means it is 12 we are talking about, which is over here. This is the number of students who like football and basketball both. Now comes second part of the question. It says how many students do not like either sports. That means who like either sports is 7 plus 12 plus 2, which is equals 21, and altogether we have 24 students, which is going to be 3 students who don't like any sports. Now comes Write down the value of football union basketball is going to be equals to 21, which is the final answer for this part of the question. Write down the value of intersection B is going to be 12 for both parts. As you can see over here, this is the answer for this part. Now comes part 5. It says a student from class is selected at random. What is the probability that this student like basketball? Now it is 12 plus 2 is going to be 14. That means 14 out of 24 students like basketball. So that means simplification gives you 7 over 12 as an answer for this part of the question. Now comes part 6. A student who likes football is selected at random. What is the probability that this student likes basketball? So in here, 12 students and out of 19 students is going to be 12 over 19. 12 you can see from here, 12 you can see from here, and altogether it's going to be 19. Now comes part 6. Student who like football. I think I better bring this guy a little down here to make things easy. Okay, I have run this here so that we can see. Now, a student from the class is selected at random. What is the probability that this student likes basketball? Now, 12 plus 2 is this we are talking about. 12 plus 2, we are talking about this. Now, is 12 plus 2, 14, and 14 out of 24 students, those who are playing it. That means it's going to give you 7 over 12 as an answer for this part of the question. When it comes to question number 6, a student who like basketball is selected at random. What is the probability that this student like basketball? Now in here it is 12 and this is going to be 19 altogether. Now comes part B. It says two students are selected at random from a group of 10 boys and 12 girls. Find the probability that they are both girls. A group of 10 boys and 12 girls means 22 students in a total. That means the number of ways to choose 2 girls and 12 is given by ways to choose is 2 girls. That means 12 and 2 over here. I've already explained you this rule, how to apply this. 12 times 11, which is 1 less, and this comes 2 here to give you a 66. Now comes the 66 to be used in the calculation. Now comes the total number of ways to choose 2 students from 22 students is 22 and 2. 22 and comes 21. That means divided by 2 gives you a 231. I have already explained you this rule in the previous exercises. Now this the probability is both girls is 66 over 231. That means 22 over 77 is going to be the answer for this part of the question. Then comes part 2. This carries 3 marks. In here it says one is a boy and one is a girl. What is the probability? The number of ways to choose one boy and one girl is 10 times 12, which is going to be 120. So 120 out of 231 is going to give you a 40 over 71 as the answer for this part of the question. Moving on to question number 5. When it comes to question number 5, it says a play is being performed twice, first on Friday and again on Saturday. 100 people who wanted to see the play were asked which of the two performances they could attend. 58 people said they could attend the Friday performance, 74 said they could attend on Saturday performance, and 4 said they could not attend either. So what I will do is, first of all, I will write the ones, those who are not attending either, it's going to be 4 over here. 4 is going to be over here, and that means 28, 22 plus 36 is going to be 58 altogether for the Friday. So when you add 22 plus 36 is going to give you a 58, something like this. And when it comes to the remaining one for Saturday is going to be 38. This is how you can get 3 marks for this part of the question. Now comes part B. It says, what is the probability that the randomly selected persons from 100 questions could attend either performance. Either performance means they are talking about this performance. And when it comes to either performance is 36, that means 36 out of 100 is going to be the final answer for this part of the question. Now it says 36 over 100, that means you can write this way or you can write 0.36, both are going to be fine to get 1 mark from here. Now comes second part, could only attend the Saturday performance. It is going to be 38. This one we are talking about only Saturdays. So this is going to be 38 over 100, which is going to be 0.38. Both are fine. You get 1 mark for anything you write. Now say could not attend the Saturday performance. This is going to be 26. That means 26 over 100 and 0.26. Both are going to be your correct answer. When it comes to the last part of this question, it says if one customer who wanted a ticket for Saturday performance accidentally bought a ticket for a Friday performance, what is the probability that they would still be able to go? Now, probability is that 36 out of 58, which is going to be 18 out of 29. And this was the last part of the question. This is going to be wrapping up of the exercise. Thank you very much for watching. I've completed this chapter with the practice exercise, which was previous than this one. And this is the examination style exercise 10B, revision 10B, and you can find this exercise on page 385 and complete solution is provided. Thank you very much for watching. Kindly do share and subscribe for the channel. Thank you very much once again.